how are you on this fine Thursday night?
I have a little something that happened today that I tried to provide some synergy okay, I'm just gonna give you a little backstory here. Ready?
Okay.
So you know how I have my little book nook up front, right?
Yes.
People leave books up there. I leave books up there, and the community comes in and trades them and tells me how much they like it. So somebody came in today and brought a book by Nelson DeMille called Plum Island. I don't know if you can see it here.
I've heard of that book.
Really? So
Yeah.
my favorite movie of all time is Silence of the Lambs, and there is a scene where Hannibal Lecter, he gets told he can go to Plum Island. If he gives up some of the information that he has, they'll send him to Plum Island. He'll be in a nicer atmosphere, yada, yada, yada. Turns out it was like a nuclear testing facility or something, I forget. Anyway, so the name Plum Island...
What's the name of the show that was something Island with the little guy?
Fantasy
Island.
Deplane.
That's what I thought you were going to
Deplane.
say. That was one of your favorite shows, Fantasy Island.
Oh, no, movie. I said movie. Silence of the Lambs. But I like Fantasy Island, too.
What was the plot of Fantasy Island?
Mr. Rourke owned a resort where you went to let all your dreams come true.
Oh, really?
And Tattoo was the little fellow that stood on the bell tower and whistled, or not whistled, he just said, deplane.
When the plane came?
Well, no, when they had to deplane, when they had to get off the plane.
Yeah. Why are you saying it like, oh, I'm telling them to deplane.
Deplane. They do it now. They do it on all the flights through, what's our airline? Avelo Airline.
They should have Tattoo
Deplane.
do it.
Deplane. All right, guys, the plane has landed. Deplane.
Listen to this short message from Tattoo as you leave the plane.
Deplane. Come on, stop getting me off topic. So,
I'm sorry.
So
you
someone
got
left me this
Plum
book.
Island.
They gave me this book, and I just pulled it out, and I opened it up, and someone had left, like the person who owned the book.
Oh, had a
Can
little
you see
sticker?
that?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, so there's a little name sticker, and it says Milton Coopersmith, and it gives his address, and it's down in Delray Beach. Okay. So I thought maybe I can tie
And
this.
then was that who dropped the book off?
Well,
or
I
no?
wanted to thank the fellow that gave me a book. It doesn't happen very often. I know exactly who it comes from. People just take them and leave them, and take them and leave them. So this
Good
one
old
actually,
Milton Coopersmith.
So I Googled Milton Coopersmith. Thought maybe I could give him a call live here on the air and thank him for dropping off a book promoting literacy in Jupiter Farms. Turns out he's dead. He died like in the late 90s.
Oh.
But his wife Doris, I thought
That was quite a turn.
yeah. But his wife...
He was murdered in a
he
book
was murdered
store.
in a book swap gone wrong in 1997. Yeah, it was a terrible story. So I thought maybe we can call his wife Doris and thank her on his behalf for getting the book to me. Turns out she's dead too. She died just in like 2021, but she made it.
Also had a book swap.
Yeah, and she made it to I think she was 103 years old when she died. So good on her.
Shut the front door, really?
I think that's what my poor internet research told me.
Wow.
Anyway, so
Milton in the 90s was probably in his 80s.
I started
AI
Googling Coopersmith, and I found this Jonathan Cooper. The name Jonathan Coopersmith had some connection to Florida, and I thought maybe we could call him or get him, on the air to say how thankful we were for the donation of the book to my book nook. Anyway, turns out he wrote a book. A guy named Jonathan Coopersmith, possible son of Milton Coopersmith, donor of the book to my
so you don't
book
know
collection.
if he is.
Pretty sure he is.
Based on what?
A lot of research that I did, all right. So long story short, I got an interview with him for the show because he wrote a book called Faxed, Faxed, The Rise and Fall of the Fax Machine. You can buy it on Amazon.
Wow.
It's a legit book put out by Johns Hopkins Press. So I got an interview that I wanted to play for you guys on the air.
Oh, you interviewed him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Coopersmith. How you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is my hey, welcome to my podcast.
Thanks for having me on. This is my first podcast.
Really? You're a published author? None of your friends have asked you to be on a podcast or anything?
I've been on a lot of faxing shows, but never a podcast.
I didn't even know there were faxing shows, Mr. Coopersmith.
Sure, you fax questions back and forth, and
No way that exists.
It's amazing. It was podcasting before podcasting.
A faxing show? That's great. All right.
Yeah, you used to get a new episode every day on your fax machine.
Were there like stars, or were there certain guys who faxed who were real popular and they became like cult hero kind of, did the ladies like them and everything?
For sure. Milton Smith, he was one of the big ones.
I mean, the whole reason this started is because a guy named Milton Coopersmith left a book in my store.
They're not related.
How do you know? Anyway.
They have different last names.
Look, I didn't mean to too far. I do this podcast with this guy I know, and he always derails me. But I was just gonna ask you some questions.
He sounds like a cool guy.
He's not. So I was just gonna ask you some questions and use it for the show, because I'm providing synergy to the show with the fax and the thing, because we talk about fax machines a lot on the show, like your book. Anyway, you write, faxing had proved to be its own worst enemy, laying the public groundwork for the acceptance of email and the web. How?
Entrepreneurs developed fax on demand. If I wanted to know the skiing conditions at a resort, I could fax a number and it would send them. The fax helped people get used to the idea of instant communication and receiving updated information electronically.
What has been the fax's fiercest competition?
Throughout most of history, it was a simple letter. Until the 1960s, to send a fax was 100 times more costly than sending a letter. The telegram and telex, I don't know if you remember that, maybe you can tell us what that is later,
Sure.
were the other major competitors.
I do that at my store, yeah.
Finally, you began to see digitalization in the form of emails and PDFs, destroying the market for the fax machine.
It was a sad day, wasn't it? Has faxing completely disappeared?
There are some sectors, the medical field and legal profession, where the signature transmitted by the fax machine is seen as having a much higher validity than an email.
I think that's true.
Yeah, it's very safe. Some people say it's the safest form of communication.
Yeah. That's what, see, I share my fax machine with my dad. But beyond that, nobody else will ever see them, It's just because
I would say, as a person who wrote a book on a fax machine, you should never share your fax machine with anyone.
Did you, when you were writing your manuscript, did you fax it to your publisher?
I did, but on my own fax machine.
Oh, right. You didn't go to a shop and do it.
No, me and my wife have our own fax machines.
Oh, really?
Separately.
On separate sides of the bed?
Different rooms, actually.
Oh, wow.
I like to fax things in private.
I do, too. That's weird. I never told anybody that before. Hey, one more question for you.
There's also older people love faxes much more than younger people.
Oh, yeah. And
I
the
think
medical
that
companies. You do it.
There's a group in Japan, and all they do is fax all the time. It's crazy.
Faxing is big in Japan. I've heard that. Big in Japan, big in the medical community, and big in the legal community. It's very interesting.
Yeah, but Japan, it's crazy. They have a party. You should go over there. It is a crazy party.
Have you listened to our podcast before? Just one more question for you before I let you go, okay?
For sure.
What is the fax's lasting legacy?
Well, here's something I'm going to ask you here, Mark. Don't you remember your first faxing experience?
I do. Do you want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, didn't it change how you thought, how you communicated?
It blew my mind.
It was so simple, yet
I took I was holding a piece of paper.
It sent a piece of paper slowly to another person through the phone line.
Yeah. And they could read whatever you were reading.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't right next to you.
I mean, you could have spoken to them what was on it, but you need to send it as paper.
Well, that's kind of how the fax machine works a lot of time, is that you're sending the thing, but you're on the phone with the person you're sending it to, and you just say, like, is it coming over yet? Is it coming through? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Did it go doo-doo-doo-doo yet? And then they say no, and you just stay on the phone with them, and you're kind of like, what if I just read you what was on the piece of paper?
Do you remember the first time you faxed, though? You didn't tell us about that.
The first fax I ever sent, the guy, Jared, that I do the show with, he and I lived together in Charlotte. And I may have faxed stuff from when I worked at a Moody financial company, Mr. Cooper Smith.
How did you quit that job and you had access to a fax machine?
It was hard. It was not the easiest decision I've ever made in my life, I'll tell you that much.
But now you've made it. Now you've made it back to the mountaintop with your own fax machine.
Well, that was what I was telling myself at the time, is that I'm sharing this fax machine here with Brian Burney, with my ex-wife worked there. I mean, you know, you talk
was
about
she your ex-wife then?
No, she was not even my girlfriend. We were just
Would
just
you
working
say the
together.
fax machine sparked your love?
It was right in between us. Yeah, probably did.
Lots of emotion.
I mean, that's not the only time in my life that a fax machine has ever sparked love for me, Mr. Cooper.
I'm gonna say I have violated a fax machine before.
We all have.
Yeah.
Everybody that loves faxing has put his in a fax machine. It's just a natural reaction to the thing. You just see if it'll pull it through. Yeah. But anyway.
You wish you could become one with the words and noises and numbers.
Yeah. Or I just want to be able to say I once broke a fax machine with my dick.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder if that fax machine hadn't have been there if you would have gotten married to that woman.
Oh, no, you don't think I've thought about this before? The highs and the lows of faxing, the things that it's brought me and the things that it's taken from me?
Yeah. You have a mixed relationship with faxing.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. I'm just loving that you just love faxing so much.
Yeah.
Have you read my book?
Twice. Yeah.
Twice. All right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
So the line's breaking up a little bit. Can I just let you know that it was great to hear from you?
But you know, like you can maybe when I get off the air, you can tell me your favorite part.
Oh yeah. When we get off the air, absolutely, I can do it then.
No, but like in the show. So when I listen to the show, I'll be able
I still
to
can't,
hear.
sir. It's just breaking up. I gotta let you go. Okay.
Your favorite part
It
of
was
the
great
book.
to hear from you, and it was nice to talk to you. Thanks for, I don't know, maybe solving the mystery of who left the book in my book nook. But have a wonderful evening, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. And remember, keep it faxy.
Yeah, so I just got that little interview knocked out, and
Wow.
I just wanted to...
That was super interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It was amazing that you found someone that was so interested in faxing just like you.
Yeah, and a real published author. That's crazy, right? So
All
everybody-
from... You could write a book about anything, huh? How much does a fax cost to send at your store?
$1 a page.
$1 a page.
Yeah.
Is there like a max you charge someone or no?
No. That's how I made my money, dude. One
So if I was sending like
That's how I
10
made my
pages-
money in 2012. One guy came in, he had to send a 1,000,000-page fax, and I said, "It's gonna be $1 million." He said, "It's fine."
That's fine.
And I said, "Well, I gotta close down the store because it's gonna tie up my phone lines, and it won't go through. Only like 60 pages at a time are gonna go through, so this is gonna take me a really long time."
Yeah, but I would bet you don't do $1 million in sales for the year. So
That year I did. That's what I'm saying.
but that's
Do you remember
probably worth it.
how I was living in 2012?
I don't.
Yeah. You don't, but I do.
What does it cost you per page?
50 cents.
$1.25.
Yeah.
I lost $250,000 at you.
It was, I didn't know the cost. I didn't know what my overhead was on the
Yeah.
with the fax machine.
The guy saw my fax price, $0.05 a page, and he came in, and that's why it's now $1. You didn't even ask Jonathan Coopersmith about his dad at all.
Oh right. Well,
What started like the whole book.
Well, all right. Well, I'll say it right now then. Jonathan Coopersmith. I apologize. I know you're listening right now because you'd said something about wanting to listen to hear something. I can't remember what it was.
He said your favorite part of the book.
I didn't hear that. But I wanted to say thank you to you if, in fact, you were related to the Milton Coopersmith who left a book in my book nook. I don't often get to, I thank the people that I know who brought them, but I didn't see who specifically brought that book. So, a little investigative work. I thought maybe you might be related to Doris and Milton Coopersmith. And thank you very much on the behalf of the Mailroom Plus Book Nook for your donation to it.
I had a outing to. I don't get out much, and my wife and I joined an exclusive club called the BJ's Store Club.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be something different. Okay.
Yeah, and we went in the store. I'm sure you've been. I have not been to a store like that in quite a while. There's a lot of stuff.
I haven't been into a BJ's in, I don't know, probably since I lived in at least Baltimore. Maybe not even.
Yeah. I had a friend, Stan Kwasniewski, in high school, and every time he would pass it, he'd be like, "Hey, I passed your mom's favorite store today." It was like his favorite joke.
That's the most Polish name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Stan Kwasniewski?
Stanley Kwasniewski.
Wow. It's been his buddy Paddy O'Irishman. Was he?
Yep. That was Brian
gang?
Corcoran.
Yeah,
Brian Corcoran.
Yeah.
And then we had Nick Granata, the Italian guy.
Wow. That's funny.
It was like the United Nations of immigrants who were beat up before 1970.
And where did Jared, Jarrod, fit in? Your newfangled spelling of a traditional name.
I know. I got a bill today from a company, and it had it spelled Gerrod.
Garad.
So I don't think I have to pay that bill.
No.
If they don't spell your name right.
But you got to track down Garad Sisk and let him know that he's...
They called me. I'm like, you sent it to Garad Sisk? I don't know who that guy is. When I was at the doctor recently for something, the lady called me. I was getting blood drawn, and she's like, what was the pronunciation she used? Gerard. She said, is Gerard Sisk here? And I came in and I was like, yeah, but I'm Jared. She's like, oh, a lot of people I know pronounce it Gerard. Mm-hmm. Are you sure you're not Gerard? And I'm like,
pretty sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think I know how to pronounce my name. Like she was trying to tell me I was wrong.
Yeah.
How I pronounce my name.
You're doing it wrong. Well, come on back. We'll take care of you. Maybe we can fix that while you're here. Fix that stupid pronunciation.
Yeah, maybe that's your whole problem. Maybe that's why you're at the doctor's, because of your dumb pronunciation. Yeah, so the BJ's experience was fun.
What was your favorite thing that you bought there? Oh, no. Wait, I don't care about that. What was something that you didn't buy there that you want to go back for?
So I've spent a little bit of time in the electronics section, and I did not realize how large TVs have become.
Okay.
They had
I don't either.
85, 95, 105-inch TVs that they weren't cheap, but they were not ridiculously expensive.
Would you say 105 was the biggest number you said?
Yeah.
So that's, 9 feet? Something like that?
12 times 9.
100.
Yeah, a little less than 9 feet.
And that's corner to corner the way they measure it, right?
Yep, so it's not a square, so it's not the biggest shape.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Trying to picture it.
Yeah. I don't have a room big enough. But so then my friend was like, hey, you want to come over and watch the Super Bowl? So we went over.
My 11-foot television.
He had just bought an 85-inch TV.
Jesus Christ.
Which was humongous.
Was it fun? Did it make the Super Bowl better?
It was a little jarring, actually. How
like too big?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of picture in my head. Is it might be a little unnatural to see something that big, you know?
Plus, his room wasn't. I mean, his room's not small, but it's not very big. So you were like right in the thing. Like I felt like I was like on the sidelines.
That's what I want to feel.
But then when we went home, I was like, "Oh, Brennan, what'd you think?" Because we only stayed for the first half because the kids had school the next day and Teddy. So we came home and we watched the rest on our TV. And I was like, "Brennan, sorry, like our TV's only like I don't know, 50 inches."
Yeah.
Or something.
Thanks, Dad.
And he was like, "Yeah, I actually like this better." I was like, "Oh, cool. All right, that's good." Remember we used to watch when I was at college. I had a 13-inch TV. That's what I had in my room.
Really?
Or 19? Maybe it was 19.
13 seems really small.
It was really small.
In my day, we didn't need our screens to be 9 feet long to have fun. I didn't need it. It was like the size. That's like the size of it's not 9 feet long. It's 9 feet quarter to quarter. It totally changes it.
I feel like if I got that, I would never go anywhere.
You could like kill a shark with a TV nowadays, right? If you
could fit a shark on a TV.
Yeah, mount a shark to the back of your television, so you watch the front, see the show that you want to watch, and mount the back. You're like, hey, you guys want to see what I did this weekend? What I caught?
And people are like, hey, that's cool. You have the shark can fit all the way on your screen. It looks almost real, and you're like, actually, it is real.
Go up and touch it.
And then
it's still alive.
Everyone,
yeah.
And they die.
I learned how to be on dry land because I trained it. My huge TV. I spent $35,000 on this television. You think I'm going to leave it without a shark protecting it at all times? What kind of fucking idiot do you think I am?
Wow. It would be sweet, but it would have to learn how to be on land, so that is quite a roadblock.
I think you can, I don't think evolution, I think you can kind of with evolution singularly. Like, you can't teach all sharks to walk on their flippers and eat crackers, but you can teach, one. You know what I mean? I think there's a thing in that.
How long would that take?
Darwin's book, I think he kind of talked about that.
He's like, if you choose, but do you have to be the person who chooses to do it first? Because it only can happen once? Or?
Well, no, the way evolution works, the way I understand it, over time, there's little microscopic
Science
changes.
Corner with Mark Hyman.
Yeah. Over time, there's little microscopic changes that over the length of eternity become fingers at the tips, flippers became fingers, yada, yada, yada. But on an individual basis, though, you could train anything to do anything. I saw a squirrel water ski once. So if you could teach a squirrel to water ski, you could teach a shark to eat food and live on land. You can do it. It's just hard to do it across the whole species.
But why don't you train a shark to just be in your store and help you out?
People would probably start hanging out. You're coming in more,
Jeez, you could just charge admission to the shark.
Did you see that FedEx store that the shark is an employee? Go check it out. It's cool.
Jeez. Yeah, he was cool. He got my stamps all wet though, and I bought them from him, so that kind of sucked. But...
And in reality, the reason I taught him all to do all this stuff was to protect my TV. So I kind of am pissed off that he's working at the mailroom store.
Because that means 8 hours a day your TV is unprotected.
I just wanted him to protect my television. I don't need him making a living. I don't need him making friends. So now you're gonna. That's the thing. It's funny how our stories meander. So that's the thing that you wanted most when you went to BJ's? Not the shark.
Oh,
you want to buy a 10-foot TV for your house?
They also had that sweet box of Lance crackers that I.
You did. You sent me a text of crackers. That was great.
After we talked about it.
I haven't been eating as many crackers as much. I haven't been eating crackers as much, but I'll just open that picture up every once in a while and just look at it.
It's like a centerfold. Did you show it to your dad?
We both looked at him, yeah. Check this picture out, Dad. We're like, oh man, look at all those crackers.
It was a good assortment too. It wasn't just one kind.
A good assortment of crackers right there.
And your dad's like, I'm gonna need some alone time with that.
I'm with you, Dad. Picture. I'm going to the bathroom. Don't come back there, okay?
I'll go to the bathroom with the fax machine. I don't know when I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh God! Got my dick stuck in the fax machine again.
Now it's sent to Chicago. I have two short stories.
Okay.
That I brought. One was this map. I should send you a picture of it. It's pretty cool. It's an old match from 1884. It'd be a cool like poster to have in your room. And it's called Nicknames of the State. So they have like...
I have a 223-inch television in my room. Do you think I have room to put a poster on the wall?
Guarded by a shark. How do I have any room?
I don't even like going in the room anywhere.
So it has like some like nicknames of the states. Like Wisconsin, it has Badgers, Michigan, Wolverines, Ohio, Buckeye, Indiana, Hoosier. Some of these were pretty great though. Tar Heel, North Carolina, like those.
Okay.
So I wanted you to ask me some states, and I was going to tell you, or maybe I could just tell you some interesting ones if you wanted.
Well, let's do some of the ones I've lived in.
Okay.
Well, so wait, you're about to tell me that Connecticut has a nickname that I don't know about?
Connecticut is the Wooden Nutmegs. That was the nickname of the state in 1884.
Okay. I remember.
I don't know why it was wooden.
Yeah. Because they're resilient.
Yeah, there you
go. How about Maine? I always liked Maine.
Maine was the Foxes.
I was going with Bears.
Yeah. Maine
what
Foxes.
What are these mascots of? I don't know if I understand.
It was the nickname of the state.
So like people from Maine, you'd call a fox?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Nebraska's a good one. Nebraska is the puke, and it shows a pig puking. Thought that was pretty good.
That's kind of what I think of Nebraska, but I didn't know everybody thought that way about Nebraska.
Yeah.
At one point in time.
Kansas. Oh no, wait, that was Missouri. They don't have the state names on here, so it's challenging my geography. That was Missouri.
Florida. What's Florida?
Florida was Fly Up the Creek.
When is this map from?
I don't know. 1884. Georgia was the Crackers. Georgia Crackers.
That makes sense. So is that what Mississippi was too?
Mississippi. Again, they don't have the state name, so I got to figure out.
So it's not Alabama. It's to the left of Alabama. Right.
So it would be Georgia. Alabama is the Lizards, and Missouri is the Tadpoles. Texas is the Beefheads. I like that one. How about you want to guess what Utah is?
The something having to do with the color white.
Utah is Utah. They had a great one. Just much like Montana was Montana Territory. So they were still working on their nicknames there.
Was this supposed to be funny? I don't know if I get the point of the map itself.
It's like the actual map. It's a cool. You want me to show you the map?
No, I get what you're saying. I think I get what you're
saying. It's really cool looking.
I just wonder what people if I went back, maybe that's like the biggest thing about time travel. Because I've been working on time travel too. In addition to training my shark to
protect my TV. I thought it was a cool map.
Nicknames of the states. Okay. I see it.
And it's got all the ones.
It looks like a placemat at a diner.
So it would be. I think it'd be cool to have on your wall. Except the guy it was for one of these newspapers, and he blacked out this one, greaser, because he said it was racist, and I was like, what is a greaser? I don't know if I knew that.
I can't see where your point is. It Jersey?
No, Texas, and that's New Mexico. New Mexico is the greasers.
Okay, that makes sense. It's probably how they thought about Mexicans back in the day, right?
So he blacked that one out in his article.
Or maybe they made grease back then, like for ball bearings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it all ball bearings back in that day? Those days?
All ball bearings.
I'm gonna need some pliers and a set of 30-weight ball bearings. What? The hell you need ball bearings for? Oh, come on, guys. It's so simple. Maybe you need a refresher course. Hey, it's all ball bearings nowadays.
So I thought that was interesting. And then the other one I found was about this guy who wrote a book, and he does
faxing,
and he does street photography of people's cell phones while they're texting.
Oh, I think I saw this.
So
he actually puts what you're texting on his picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this guy.
So like really this was one where like person says, a fatty tumor, I'll take him Wednesday when I get home from a run that I have. And then the next person writes, question for you. I had sausage links in my fridge. and the door didn't close all the way Sunday, so they basically got room temperature. If I closed the door and then they got cold again, can I cook them for soup or would I vomit? So that's all in the same text.
That's on one text message?
Yeah.
Right, that sounds like it's fake to me. That sounds like the guy was like, hey, I want to take a picture of your phone while you're texting. Is that cool?
But I wonder, does he think he asks them? That's what I was wondering.
I guess you don't have to, right?
You don't? You don't think?
I was going to say because you're in public, but I think that's because you have the, what do they call it? You can reasonably assume that you're doing something in private. Like you can take a picture of me walking through a parking lot because there's no expectation of privacy.
I see.
But if you're texting, maybe you do have an expectation of privacy if you're looking at a small phone that's in your hand.
Yeah, like this one says.
Let's challenge this in court.
There's like, also, have you seen Ali Wong's special? You're not in a serious relationship until you touch your boyfriend's butthole. And then the person wrote back, LOL, then I guess I've never been in one. And then they wrote LMAO, laugh my ass off. And then they were writing back, to be fair, Jeremy's dick is the only one to fit in my butthole.
I don't know. It seems too perfect.
I'm sure. I mean, I wonder how many he took.
If I walked around looking at people's phones intentionally, would I see stuff like that? Because I think I'd normally
would look
say
away.
that I do the opposite. Yeah, I do the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's fun that guy's making a little money off of being an intrusive dick.
I just was thinking, like, if people saw your cell phone stuff, that'd be...
Yeah, but they would know. I mean, I guess it's pretty easily anonymous, right?
It'd kind of be probably bad, though. Like, I feel like people text stuff that they wouldn't want people to actually know. Like, they think it's a private conversation.
Yeah, but maybe the argument is that guy, like, even if you saw my phone, you're looking at my hand and my phone, you're probably not going to know who the person is on there. Like, your name is Jared 11.5 in my phone.
And what if it's Jeremy, like somebody else knows Jeremy, and now he has a tiny dick because it fits in the butthole?
Yeah, but if it just says Jeremy, then you have to assume everybody named Jeremy has a tiny unbuttholing dick for the rest of your life. So if you're going to go to court and argue that, my name is Jeremy, and that author ruined my chances of having anal sex.
Well, no, helped.
Oh, because my penis is so small.
Yeah.
Right. I'd like to thank the author for allowing me to have anal sex for the first time. My girlfriend was not scared of my penis because she knew what my first name was because she read a book that he wrote. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. It just seemed like too much.
Court's adjourned.
Didn't happen, I'll tell you what. That never happened with faxes.
No.
Nobody ever got a picture of the fax.
Only me and my dad saw what you were sending. Everything was cool.
Yep. What else? Anything else you got? I probably got about 5 minutes left, so.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Because I got to go get Emma.
This is a perfect episode. It's going to be like right at an hour.
Yeah, do we have anything good, though?
Dude, it was golden. Might be our best episode ever. We had synergy. I got an interview with a guest.
It's true.
Who actually had something to say.
Yeah.
Had good answers. Kind of started to break up at the end, so I apologize for that. But I thought it went well.
Yeah. All right. Produced by Billy Coppersmith.
Yeah.
Fact checked by Bill.
Jonathan Coppersmith. Maybe we should make it Milton, since he's the guy whose name I have.
How about Melville? Melville Coppersmith.
This episode, you messed up both of his names. It's Coopersmith.
But Melville Coppersmith, he started the Dewey Decimal System.
Do you remember, do you know who Chester Copperpot is? Does that name ring any bells? Chester Copperpot?
No.
Come on. Know this.
Was it somebody who's from Arkansas was called in 1884?
He was in the Goonies when they were searching for the buried treasure. The treasure was Chester Copperpot.
All right.
Who is not related to the book that was left in my store. Just Milton Coopersmith put me in the mind of
Chester
Copperpot.
All right.
Produced by Chester Copperpot.
Fact checked by Bill. Theme song. Do you want to say who's wearing our shirt?
Oh, Bill.
Bill in the video?
I think so.
All right.
So he told me, he ran out of shirts and he was wearing our shirt, which isn't really a cool thing to say.
No.
Leave that part out.
Should have been like, this is like one of the 3 shirts in my rotation.
I pretty much wear this all the time, and I'm in a video he said he was being put in a video for Valentine's Day. So
oh, wow. You got any Valentine's Day plans?
Tons of fun. I've got all sorts of different plans, and I'm just trying to settle on which one I'm going to do.
All right, great.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on duty tomorrow night, so it's going to be great.
If you catch kids making out, what are you going to do?
I'm going to say, Mr. Sisk wishes you a happy Valentine's Day.
You're expelled.
I said, I'm going to fax you some strongly worded
things. I'm going to fax your parents a letter that tells them exactly what you were doing tonight.
Theme song by Maggie Ellock. Social media by Cousin Paul, who's now putting out an Instagram post like every 3 hours, it seems like. He went from doing none for like a month to... Now he's just bottled up.
Maybe he was doing them. Maybe that's why. Maybe he was like, I want to.
No, but they're all the recent episodes.
Yeah.
So check him out.
Well, aren't you impressed with how quick Chester Copperpot got the last episode back to you?
It's true.
It was like a 3-day turnaround.
He killed it last week.
I think he was feeling sick and stuff, and he just wanted to do something productive.
I thought he felt pressure from Paul because Paul was churning out the Instagrams, and then all of a sudden... A 2-week lead time for an episode seemed a bit weird.
I think what he told me, Chester Copperpot, was that he just got sick of being 2 episodes behind, so he wanted to catch up. That's all.
All right. Produced. We already did that.
By Chester Copperpot. Theme song by Maggie Ellock.
Email themagroom@hotmail.com. Or fax us.
Paul, he's been cranking them out lately. One every 3 days, 3 hours.
744-1831. Hashtag send a fax this week.
Yeah.
You know, somebody you love, send him a Valentine's fax.
I was trying to find if there were any cool, like, because I think there was a little bit of, like, battles as far as who actually put out the very first fax machine. Samuel Bain or some other guy. And I was just...
wow.
I was hoping I was going to find some...
that was the original Lamar Drake, Kendrick Lamar Drake battle between the fax machine guys.
Yeah. They don't like us. They don't... How does that song go? That's not it.
You not like us?
They not like us.
You don't fax like us.
They fax like us. They fax like us.
No, they don't fax.
They don't fax. They don't fax like us. They don't fax like us. Yo.
They don't fax like us. You think that fax machine is fast? It's slow.
Yo.
Just like Melton Copper's tone.
You have to press send to send the machine. Something in the...
You gotta put pound paper. 9 send to send that fax.
What you mean there's a paper jam?
It's not like our fax. It's not like our fax.
We're really good at this.
Hashtag don't ever
don't rap battle with us. Hashtag don't rap battle with the 2 kings of fax raps.
We'll be the next Super Bowl halftime show.
Rap faxing, fax raps, something there.
But if you get in that kind of rap battle and you can't seem to,
you need to find some inspiration. If you can't think of a word that rhymes with Chester Copperpot,
you can always
stick with the mag room.
Because
everything else
is cream cheese.
Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. The my groom's good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good.
To be fair, Jeremy's is the only one to fit in my